Yo, 50 votes is absolutely insane, and 62% of those votes going to top 10 video game creature designs is even crazier to me. So I thought I'd go ahead and make this video for y'all. Thank all of you for voting. I don't know what it is about the last two votes I did, but you guys voted like crazy. This one got 50, and the last one I think got around 30 to 40. So thank all of you for that. But yeah, let's jump right into the video. Number 10 is the Gray Child from Silent Hill. These little dudes are just absolute nightmare fuel. Look at these guys holding little knives. They run around, they waddle around sometimes. These dudes are absolutely horrifying. But yeah, this was number 10. Before I go into any of the other ones, this list was actually really hard to make, and I actually had to get my father to help me. And the one he said, which is one that I absolutely love but just forgot about, is actually on number 5 right now. And yeah, so this list was just really hard to make. There's a surprisingly high number of really, really cool creature designs in every video game. Even horrible video games have really good creature design for some reason. But yeah, on to number 9. Number 9 is the Hunter from Resident Evil. The first time I saw these was in Operation Raccoon City, and I've honestly loved them ever since. They're one of my favorite just little guys that run around in Resident Evil. They start out as a boss, but then started being just regular enemies that run around and are actually pretty easy to take down, except in one part in the game where they actually just swarm you, and I died like 8 times whenever I played it the first time. But other than that, they become fairly easy to fight, but their design stays amazingly intimidating. Number 8 is the Servant Grunt from Amnesia. This dude is just unnerving to look at. The eyes being out of its eyelids, just popping out, the jaw being so low that it's like flimsy, just everything about it. The stitches, the hands with the giant claws, it's unnerving is the best word for it, and the games use it to perfection. So I mean, obviously this has to be on this list, but yeah, this is number 8. Number 7 is the Onosculus from Agony. These things are absolutely awesome. I mean, seriously, look at that thing's face. Look at its body. Just everything about it. The way it screams, the way it can't see, so you have to hide from it and everything. It's just a really well-designed creature, and they took its abilities and flaws and weaknesses and everything else into account whenever they designed it, and I absolutely adore this. This is one of the coolest demon designs for any game, and obviously one of my favorite creature designs in general. Number 6 is Baphomet, also from Agony. Yeah, I absolutely adore most of the creature designs from this game, obviously, since there's already 2 on this top 10 list. But yeah, Baphomet is an amazing designed creature, and a really good boss fight, because it actually just terrified me hearing its little legs stomp. But yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing looking, and it's not the first thing I would have thought of whenever I heard that there was a Baphomet design in this, like whenever it came out. But I think they did really good with a design for Baphomet, because it's absolutely amazing, even though it's not what I would have thought of whenever I heard that they had a design for him. Number 5 is the Butcher from Diablo 3. Yeah, I absolutely love the whole meat hook butcher aesthetic. Leatherface is one of my favorite characters in general, and whenever you make what is basically a demonized version of that, just without a chainsaw, it's really cool. And I like butcher characters in general, just because I think that they're really intimidating and just absolutely horrifying to go against in video games or anything like that. And I really like this design. This is a really cool demon design, a really cool just character design in general, and I love the giant hook he uses as a weapon. Just absolutely amazing. Definitely fits the aesthetic of Diablo in general, and gives it even more of a horrific undertone with its design. I just love this design. It's a really good design. The Obscura from Evil Within 2 is number 4, and I have to say, this thing is absolutely horrifying. The first time you see it, it shoves its camera face right in your face and takes a picture of you. It is a fleshy tripod, creature. Every time I saw it, my adrenaline went off the charts. It was horrifying. I love the Evil Within games, and this is definitely one of the coolest designs for any creature I've ever seen, and I am honestly glad that this creature design was created, because it's basically what I look for in creature designs in horror games. I look for anything that is just normal, but if you throw flesh on it and make it a head, it's basically one of the scariest things ever. I think I might have just spoiled what the second place is in this list with that, though, but yeah. On to number 3. The Licker from Resident Evil is one of the coolest designed creatures ever, in my opinion. The first time I saw them was, also in Operation Raccoon City. Just to clarify, Operation Raccoon City was the very first Resident Evil game I played, and one of 4 that I've completed. Operation Raccoon City, the remake of 2, Biohazard, one of my favorite ones, and Village, which was pretty good. Well, I say pretty good, but it was really good. But this isn't a video about Resident Evil in general, it's just about creature design. So let's talk about this. The brain being exposed gives an obvious weak point. The Licker's tongue being able to stab into you and hold you, and you have to move the keypads or whatever to move it. Just everything about its design is really cool. The way it leaps around, walking into a room thinking there's nothing in there, and then pointing a flashlight up and seeing a ton of these on the ceiling is just a horrifying sight. And it's one of my favorites just because it was the first one that I really liked in the Resident Evil series, and I just absolutely adore this little guy. I don't know what to call it. It's just a little guy, I guess. But yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest creature designs ever. Number 2 is Pyramid Head. I'm a huge Silent Hill fan, and Silent Hill 2 is one of my favorite stories in video game history, so obviously I'm going to throw Pyramid Head in here, and he gets this high because he is absolutely horrifying whenever he drags that sword behind him and follows you in Silent Hill 2, and I think there's one other game where he pops up in, or a couple actually. He became like their little mascot after Silent Hill 2, even though he shouldn't exist outside of Silent Hill 2 because he's connected to James Sunderland and no one else, but it's fine because he looks cool, I guess. Okay. The pyramid on his head is awesome, the sword is amazing, and the sound it makes whenever he drags it behind him is horrifying. One of the most tense moments I've ever had playing a video game is emptying bullets into him as he just walked towards me dragging the giant sword, like as big as his body type of sword, behind him. It's just insanely horrifying and extremely intimidating. I usually just tried to run, which, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be able to fight this dude, like, in most of the scenes he's in. But, yeah, this is definitely deserving of number 2. And it was a pretty tight squeeze Jesus, that sounds awful. I don't know. Whatever it's called. It was a pretty intense fight in my mind between the two to figure out which one I wanted to be number 1. But the number 1 spot doesn't go to Pyramid Head, really surprisingly, because I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill, like I said. It actually goes to Nosferatu from Resident Evil Code Veronica. Yeah, this thing is horrifying. I absolutely love this design. I mean, seriously, the tendrils coming out and they look like fingers with giant claws on them, the blindfold, the straitjacket, basically, the exposed heart, the carpet clappers being out. Everything about this is amazing. Look at the feet. But wait, I just had to make sure there was 5 toes. I thought there was like 8 there. That's just a big foot. Okay, everything about this is amazing. It looks like something that belongs in Outlast instead of Resident Evil, but this is one of the coolest designs brought ever. Well, I mean, obviously it is the coolest design brought ever because it's at my number one, but this is definitely one of it's the coolest in Resident Evil and one of the coolest in general. And I love this. I need more people to know about Code Veronica so that we can have more Nosferatu fans. But yeah, this is absolutely number one, and I think I overhyped how much of a challenge it was for me to say that this was number one over Pyramid Head, but like, I don't know. Look at Nosferatu. Look at how cool he is. He's obviously better than Pyramid Head, and it hurts me to say that because I'm a way bigger fan of Silent Hill than I am Resident Evil, but he definitely wins. Just, God, look at him. He's perfect. An immaculate creature. God's creation to cure humanity. But yeah, he's definitely number one. Tell me what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe and all that stuff. There will be another poll on the community tab asking what video you guys want after this, and hopefully we can get as many votes on that as we did this. I hope you like this video. Tell me what your favorite creature design in video games is, and make sure to tell me I'm right about all of my opinions to feed my ever-growing ego, and see ya.